certain kind of economy, you don't have to tolerate it. Andoy, nasaan tayo ngayon?
You mean the LGBT community in the Philippines? It's really hard to put it into perspective because many of the global index
Lawak,
will
no?
say, mataas tayo dun sa ranking ng gender equality at sa Philippines. Pero recent events, for example, the further parang yung further na pagmamacho halimbawa ng politika ng Pilipinas, primarily in the last 6 years or so, revealed a lot of, I would say, fossilized machismo na akala natin nag-umusad na tayo. The more further we think we are, the more we stay the same. I mean, there are changes, of course. I mean, culturally, there are more, cultural representation in media now of the LGBTQIA+ community. But laws are still not in place, at least at the national
Pero
level.
balikan natin yung pagmamacho ng politika. Can you expound on it?
Is it being patriarchal? Given
Yeah.
na,
Well, politics has always been patriarchal, especially in the Philippines, right? I mean, women politicians have a hard time navigating that structure.
In spite of having had 2 presidents.
Yeah, and then I remember, for example, I think it was 2025, 15-20 years ago when Ladlad, for example,
Okay.
tried to first run for Congress. It was denied.
As a party list.
As a party list. And then there was an entire controversy about it being violating the Constitution because the Constitution says we have to protect morality and all these things. So, in those instances, ang description sa literature ay political homophobia. Ang ibig sabihin nun ay ine-expel yung LGBTQIA community as valid citizens that can participate in public life. You can be gay, you can be lesbian privately, but the moment you enter the public sphere, like ask for laws, ask for rights, then it becomes a different story, a story of rejection, or as I describe it always, a story of expulsion. Tinatry nila or
But this is not being expressed as such. But being
we thought,
practiced.
we thought. But I think in the study of many movements across the world, usually kasi nangyayari yung express political homophobia
Okay.
when LGBT movements are gaining ground, gaining successes, gaining visibility. That's when the conservatives will react. Ang tawag doon ay provoke political homophobia.
Are we there?
Yeah, I think we are there.
That's interesting. I mean, to provoke the conservatives to actually launching this provoked homophobic reaction. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I totally agree, no? And even we call it itong cis-heteronormativity nga, no? Not even the idea
What is
of
the term again? Para lang sa ating mga manonood.
So,
Cis.
heteronormative.
Okay.
Yung pag-assume na ang basic na pagtingin natin sa katawan at sa gender ay siya, straight, cis, meaning kung ano yung pinanganak kang assigned na gender at birth, dun din dapat ang identity mo. At heteronormative, dapat attracted ka to the same sex. So,
To the opposite.
To the opposite.
That would be a dream.
So, to the opposite sex. At doon naman nabibuild yung buong structures natin like family life, government, so on and so forth, and yung idea ng
Institutions,
patriarchy, and even us, no? May dapat need to queer ourselves every now and then. Kasi tayo din, piniperform natin yung cis-heteronormativity, yung ganong idea. So, I think I totally agree. And to even add, nakikita natin na well-funded sila from outside sources. Sinasabi na ang LGBTQ movement daw ay funded to ng the West, no? But actually, when you look at it, bakit ang sobrang yung black propaganda against the LGBTQ community, the passage of Social Equality Bill, napakalakas. And we are proposing to our media colleagues or media allies na baka pwede magkaroon ng investigation about this. Yung funding, especially, I just wanted to say na ang target naman talaga is trans people, like
Right.
especially now. Like, it is our existence, no?
That threatens them.
Yeah,
Yes.
that threatens them. Like, presence lang, yung visibility lang. So, so I totally agree with that. And these black propaganda are funded by religious groups from the US, no? Kung nasaan ang pera.
So what are we doing? What are we doing that is provoking itong klase ng reaksyon?
So ako nakikita ko siya dahil isa akong international women's rights practitioner. Meron kasi siyang trend globally, di ba? So hindi lang ang Pilipinas, dapat we have to look at it in other
In the
states.
global
In the
perspective.
global perspective. So in the US, nag-a-advance ang rights. In Europe, nag-a-advance ang rights.
Asia.
Yung Asia, yes, Asia. So ngayon, nakikita ng mga very conservative religious groups na kinakailangan mag-step up sila sa kanilang funding, sa kanilang resources and everything. So ngayon, di ba, na-overturn yung napakaraming progressive na batas sa US. China-challenge din ang mga iba't ibang batas sa Europa in terms of LGBTQ rights. Now, ngayon, bumabalik sila sa atin. Sinistrengthen nila, sinistronghold nila yung kanilang ranks para hindi makapagpasa ng progressive laws.
Siguro bahagi din dito, just to build on what you said, ay nagkaroon na ng same-sex marriage sa Taiwan.
Thailand.
Taiwan ba? Tama?
Yes,
Yes.
naunang Taiwan.
Thailand. So may mga movements na gano'n na, teka muna. Oo. At may mga ibang factors pa dito. Kasi madalas sinasabi, halimbawa, yun na nga, yung pag-uusap, halimbawa, that interview that Mother Ricky Reyes and Mama Rene Salud did na, okay na tayo. That interview, what was that? I mean, in the context of what we're talking about. Pag-usapan nga natin ang ilan sa mga naalala natin. Just as a take-off, no? Dahil sabi ko nga, hindi naman natin mapapag-usapan lahat ng dapat pag-usapan. Pero may mga ilang bagay doon na sa aking palagay ay kailangan pag-usapan. Katulad ng ano?
Yeah, katulad, Tito Boy, yung parang isa sa mga pinaka-nag-trend doon ay yung kapag giniling kang bakla, pag bakla kang giniling, sa dulo niyan ay hamburger na bakla ka pa rin. Parang something like that. At hindi dapat yan, ang konteksto nito ay pinag-uusapan nila yung tungkol sa marriage. No? Parang, bakit natin kailangan bigyan ng karapatan ang LGBT para magpakasal ng taong mahal nila at ganyan. So parang sinabi nila, ibigay na natin sa mga babae yan. At dahil nga...
Sa mga lalaki at babae.
Oo, sa mga lalaki at sa mga straight, ibigay na natin yan. Dahil nga ang konteksto nun, parang sinabi nila, sa dulo, bakla ka pa rin. Ang bakla ay bakla. Nung gilingin ka man, hamburger na bakla ang labas mo. Parang kung ang pinagagalingan kasi ni Mother Ricky dito no, ay Diyos ang nagbigay sa kanila ng karapatan magpakasal at maging mag-asawa. Pero kapag tiningnan mo naman, yung kung titingnan natin din yung kasaysayan, na parang ang arranged marriage at ang slavery before ay kinukonsider na divine practice din. So parang dapat ba natin ipagpatuloy yon kung ayun yung arguments? Yung mga ganun lang, Tito Boy.
Ang ibig sabihin niya ba doon, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, ang ibig sabihin ba niya noon ay parang, tayo ba tayo nangangarap ng hindi naman atin? Lalaki at babae yan. Tayo, bakla tayo. Huwag na natin pasukin yung marriage kasi ibigay na natin yan sa babae at lalaki. Is that what basically Mother was saying?
I think
yes.
Ang dating sa'yo?
Yeah, and parang sarado kasi yung notion nila dun sa pag-label na ang marriage, or the sanctity of marriage, wedding, is exclusive to hetero male, hetero female. But ang pinaglalaban naman natin dito is not the ceremony, not the ritual
But the
of
rites.
getting married, but the rights that come with it, of being...
No, doon muna sa tono nung statement na yon, parang gusto ko lang klaro na ang dating talaga, kasi yun ang pakiramdam ko rin, na parang, why are we getting there? Tayo, ganito. Kanila yun. At ang una kong tanong, kanila ba talaga yun? At ang ating, halimbawa, doon sa mga proponents ng marriage equality, parang from the very beginning, sinasabi na, ba't yung pinapasok yun? Pambabae at lalaki lang yun.
Is it?
Tama ba?
Yung statement, the way I read it, is as an attempt to protect the rigidity of gender, sexuality, and rights.
Oo.
Hindi lang rigidity nung sino ang babae, sino ang lalaki, sino ang heterosexual. Pero ang danger kasi dun sa mga ganong statement ay yung implikasyon about sa mga karapatan. The Philippines is a very active participant. In fact, Carlos P. Romulo headed the drafting of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And there's a reason why human rights should be treated as universal. Because we've learned from history that not to treat it as universal, meaning for everybody, is a very dangerous thing to assume.
No, it's a very dangerous proposition.
Because then it leads to a lot of death, symbolic and physical, of people who are not treated with rights. So, with those learnings, so I read, for example, marriage equality as part of the broader project of human rights and welfare, and the equitable distribution of state protection and state resources. For example, marriage is not just about, you know, the right to love. I mean, that's there. I mean, the right to care for each other.
basic
But if you think about it, all of welfare structures provided by the state is undergirded by the idea of family. But the important thing about marriage is also, it is the basic structure and foundation of all state welfare. All social insurance is distributed according to families. Pantawid Pamilya Program, for example, social amelioration, all of this access to state resources that people need to live dignified lives is distributed through the institution of the family. Para sa akin, ang pinakamahalagang elemento ng kasal at ng pamilya is the economic right that it distributes to its citizens.
Kasi we were pathologized at a certain point in history. Hindi tayo binilang doon sa mga lalaki at mga babae dahil ginawa tayong sakit. Ito'y klaro ho, bilang patunay, and in support of what Jesse was saying, na at a certain point, yung slavery at saka yung arranged marriages ng mga bata
Was justified.
was considered divine, ay considered makadiyos. At yan po ay nabago. In 1973 lang po, natanggal doon sa
Yes,
listahan ng mental health disorders ang homosexuality.
Right.
Kaya ito yung pinanggagalingan kung bakit marami ang nagbaon yan, yung pananaw na nagkaroon ng maraming permutations, no? Ang reaction kasi ang bakla mahina, ang bakla is caught in a woman's or a man's body. Marami ng expressions because ginawa tayong sakit. Pero dapat klaro ho ito, lalo na sa mga bata ngayon, that yes, in 1973, homosexuality was taken out of the list of mental health disorders.
But Tito Boy, I just also wanted to add, in early 1900, like 1908 or something,
Okay.
around that time, or correct me if I'm wrong, basta very early in that century, even heterosexuality is pathologized. Meaning, kapag ikaw ay straight person, nakakagusto ka sa opposite sex, pathologized siya kasi dapat yung idea mo ng reproduction ay yung idea ng church na magre-reproduce ka lang pero walang libog, dapat yun yung alam mo gano'n
At nabago yun.
nabago yun, na depathologize naman siya after, no? So
Gusto ko yung walang libog dapat yun. Yung parang kang binigyan ng sapatos pero bawal mo gamitin.
How would that be possible?
Yeah, may mga kultura nga na ang
Hinainan ka ng pagkain pero bawal mo kainin.
may mga kultura nga na during the sexual act, the woman should not have any expression. Kasi pag nagkaroon siya ng expression, ang pathological, hysterical woman na siya. Ganon.
Pero tama ba, Prof? Di ko alam kung tama. Pero parang kasing produkto din to ng colonialism.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Sa Pilipinas
Yeah.
before, di ba?
It's a much more diverse. I mean, we were not a unified nation then. I mean,
Yeah,
there were a lot
pre-colonial.
of different
Parati ko
communities.
sinasabi niyan, archipelagic tayo.
One of the most, I would say, progressive notions of gender that was recorded by ethnographers ay yung sa mga Teduray, yung Bentefuwale, which means to become, not to be. Magkaiba yun eh.
To be or
Pag to
and
be
to
kasi
become.
very rigid yun eh. Ikaw lang, ito yan, ito ka. But to them, gender is a kind of becoming. That assuming certain roles in society. But the lesson there is the possibility of changing. The possibility of reconfiguring norms in ways that fit more our diversity.
Pero Andoy, hindi lang gender.
I mean, many
lahat.
things.
Life is
Yeah.
becoming.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
not really be.
Yeah.
Pero babalikan ko lang yung dalawang points nyo because these are interesting. Yung may mga kultura na ang babae, dapat wala kang expression in the
Yeah.
sexual act. Kung hindi ikay,
Masamang
Hysterical.
babae,
masamang
hysterical,
babae.
yeah.
Okay. Ano ito? May relihiyon na kasama ito.
Yes, obviously.
Okay. Yung ano naman na dapat walang pakiramdam.
Walang libo. Oh.
ganyan. So you can look it up, but I think I wanted to build on the conversation kanina dun sa quote na yung sa hamburger.
Hamburger.
My idea of it kasi diba ito nga yung becoming, and you were talking about this na I think it's also sinasabi kasi nila na ang dami kasing dinidemand, and I think part doon yung transness. I think it's very targeted to that na
Right.
that you know, kahit anong mangyari, bakla ka pa rin yung na hindi nagbabago yung gender mo, but you know, nagbabago siya at sa women's movement, sa gender studies, no, pag sinasabi yan, yung biological essentialism, yung or biological determinism. Ito yung pag-assume na kung ano yung biology mo, kung ano ka what you are assigned gender at birth, hindi mo na pwedeng mabago yon. Wala kang liberty to change your faith, no? So, I think napaka-importante na we learn so much to other movements, the women's movement, the disability movement, the workers'
The civil rights movement.
Civil rights movement. Kasi kapag
They
hindi,
work hand in hand talaga
oo,
dapat.
naano tayo, mabablindside tayo sa mga kung anong propaganda na sasabihin against our community.
Ako naman doon sa hamburger. Sa hamburger pa rin. Doon sa hamburger naman, palagay ko lang intensyon sa Mother Ricky. Pero pag pinag-isipan mo kasi, parang ang sinasabi, hamburger tayo at sila iba. Okay? So, huwag na natin pakialaman yon. But the more dangerous, the more tacit message there, yung hidden message there, para sa akin, hindi niya. Pero ang dating sa akin, is that less tayo sa kanila.
Yes, that's
May
Oo,
othering.
kasi ang marriage ay para sa lalaki at babae. Bakit tayo nakikialam? Bakit natin pa nakikialaman? At hindi tayo doon. Because we're not their equal. Hamburger lang tayo eh. Oo. Gilingin man tayo, hamburger ka pa rin. So dapat, doon ka lang.
Tito,
And to me, that was
Boy,
dangerous.
Sabi niyo nga, okay na ako sa toleration. Toleration
Yes.
ang ginamit kayo dito.
Tolerance. Yeah.
Toleration. Huwag na natin puntahan yung acceptance at ganyan.
Yung pag-settle nila, yung pag-settle nila kasi dun sa buhay noon, siguro, I don't know, gaano kahirap yung pamumuhay bilang bakla. At saka umbrella term lang noon because iterations of this act, sorry, I'm using performativity of Judith Butler, nag-evolve yung pag-ulit ng mga paggawa ng mga ito. Pero noon siguro yung konsepto lamang ng bakla, wala ngang pag-recognize ng pagiging trans, basta lahat bakla. And yung perspective lang na ang bakla is just in one certain mold also.
Yeah.
Yung pagiging parlorista, sorry, I mean not, it's just a matter of fact na ganun yung pananaw sa pagiging bakla. So they settled, I guess, kaya ganun yung sinasabi nila, they settled dun sa hanggang kung saan lang yung toleration na meron sila.
maybe this is also echoes what others are thinking, are saying, are speaking about.
Tama. Oh.
Diba? So,
This is not isolated
No.
perspective.
You know, that's why we have to talk about
Yeah.
it. Because gusto ba talaga natin maging tolerated lang?
Yeah.
And then, ayaw mo talaga accepted. Kasi yun yung pinanggagalingan din ng, hindi lang kina Mother Ricky, but tama ka, Andoy, na
Broader, it's a
broader ito. Acceptance, tolerance, whatever that is. Hindi. You don't have to accept me. You don't have to tolerate me.
give me my rights.
Give me my rights.
Give me
Yes.
my
Kasi
equal rights.
karapatan ko ito. Patas tayo, pareho tayo. Pero I realized, na sabi ko, because I had some friends who reacted to that, na parang, ano pinagsasabi mo? Ako, ibigay nyo lang ang karapatan ko kasi I'm not supposed to beg for it.
Yes.
Don't accept me, don't tolerate me. Ibigay mo ang karapatan ko.
Hindi binibeg yung human
No,
dignity
I
there.
will not beg for my human rights.
Basic human rights.
At saka wala yun sa panahon, Sky eh. Hindi ako naniniwala na 40s, 50s, 60s, even 30s nagbago na yon. Hindi. Fundamental human rights remain.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yung danger pa dito is because ganun yung pananaw nila na hindi nabago through time is ang dami sa comment sections that they resonate dun sa paniniwala nila. So yun yung delikadong nakikita na mas marami yung mga nagre-resonate na dapat ganito kaya mas bilib ako sa kanila because they're
Can I
settling
just
down
explain
with
a bit? I mean, just indulge me here. Just to prove to people in the best way I can. Pero doon lamang sa mga pagbabago, si Jesse was the one who discusses with me yung kababaihan, halimbawa. Nais ko lamang sabihin sa ating mga kababayan na ang ating mga ina, ang ating mga kababaihan, ang ating mga lahat ng kababaihan dito sa Pilipinas lalo na ay they didn't have rights. They were extensions of their men and of their fathers.
Yes.
They could not sign contracts.
Right.
Hindi po sila bahagi ng pag-uusap. They were not part of the conversation.
They can
Women
vote.
were invisible in other cultures nga hanggang ngayon. May mga bahagi pa rin ng Japan na ang babae ay naglalakad sa likod ng lalaki.
Yes.
I mean, hindi ko sinasabi na problema lamang natin to dito sa Pilipinas. At alam ko, dalawa ng babae ang naging presidente. But yes, nabago yun dahil nag-persist ang women's movement. The reason why I'm saying this is hindi static. Culture is a way of life. It moves. You know, gumagalaw. May mga paniniwala na nababago dahil na-enlighten tayo. Maraming pagbabago. Na importante doon sa mga nakinig, halimbawa kina Mother Ricky, na there are things that must not stay the way they were. Kasi, mali.
Itong karapatan naman, hindi to hina-hand down to us.
No.
It's a fight. What we're doing right now is we're actively articulating na hindi to tama. Na, kasi ang discrimination, you have to actively eliminate it. Hindi siya dapat na hinahayaan mo lang na, okay, we just put it out there, hindi yan dapat, and that's it. We have to do something about it, and part of that is this, having a conversation, having a and I hope yung mga makakapanood, ganun din ang gagawin na, we insist pa rin na hindi yun dapat, hindi to acceptable in this time, in this society. And even though, of course, for sure, yung narrative nila, yung pananaw nila before, because they survived, and they wanted to maintain yung ganung klaseng status quo ng survival, right?
Alright.
But no, hindi dapat ganun yung ating, hindi lang tayo survival. Diba? Dapat pantay-pantay yung pagtingin natin.
At saka yung entitlement,
Yeah.
medyo masakit sa akin yun dahil personally, personal ako doon dahil I have been in a very, very long relationship. I mean, dekada na relasyon. Hindi man 50 years, katulad ni Mother Ricky, but I have been in a very, very, very long relationship. Na-realize ko na nung nagsasalita si Mother Ricky about same-sex marriage, naiintindihan ko na ang kanyang pananaw, he's a gay person. I don't know how he identifies himself. But he's definitely he has a relationship with a straight guy. Kaya lumabas doon yung mga diskusyon na pag nakakuha ka ng sasama sa'yo, ibigay mo ang 800 at saka yung 200. May problema ako doon sa mathematical computation na yun.
You don't compute love. Yeah.
May problema ako doon sa computation
100
na yun.
sa'yo, 100
Pero,
sa pamilya mo.
ang gusto ko lang iparating ay, hindi po, I am in a loving relationship with another gay man. I am not saying that you are in a loving relationship with a straight man and then you're wrong. Hindi po. Hindi po. Iba lang ang ating pagkakataon. Pero, posible po na may magmahalan ang dalawang tao na pareho po ang kasarian, lalo na yung kasarian as defined by society. Oo, kasi marami tayong mga kaibigan na lesbian couples, gay couples, transgender people who are in meaningful relationships. Na matatagal na rin. Halimbawa sabi na 40-year relationship, we cannot even adopt children together. I know sinabi ni Mother Ricky na yung dalawang anak sa kaniyang partner, yung dalawa kanya, we have to be creative to be able to adopt people. We can't adopt because we're not allowed by law.
Yeah.
That in itself is discrimination.
It
If you're not
is
treating-
major discrimination.
And
We
that-
cannot own properties conjugally because we are not married.
Hospital
Because
decisions.
wala kaming legal, I'm sorry?
Hospital decisions.
Hospital decisions. Halimbawa, yung pag-unplug, you cannot do that because wala kang personalidad. Pumanaw ang partner mo, wala kang karapatan i-claim
The body.
ang katawan ng pinakamamahal mo sa buhay na nakasama mo ng 40 taon dahil hindi ka kinikilala ng batas. And you call that entitlement?
Yeah, because in that sense, the real entitlement is heterosexual marriage.
Correct.
That is the real entitlement in this particular scenario
Yes.
of status quo where there are unequal treatments of what kind of love you can express.
They are
Yeah.
entitled.
And
We are deprived.
Yeah. To add to that long list of deprivation of
Yeah.
queer
Right.
couples. Kasi yung isang premise, I think one of the elephants in the room is that it's not only generational, but everything that what was said in that interview was said from a position of privilege. I mean, people who have money can be queer couples with money can be creative in the way they approximate marriage. They can do contracts here and contracts there. But imagine if you are a poor queer couple and the only way you can live a dignified life is to access state welfare. You cannot even access state welfare, like you can't be a beneficiary of your partner's PhilHealth. You cannot be a beneficiary of your partner's SSS or GSIS.
Sandali lang, Andoy. At parang utang na loob kasi may mga insurance companies na pumapayag na ang beneficiary mo ay yung partner
Yeah.
mo. Hindi ko utang na loob yun.
And-
Yun ang tama.
And not everyone can access private insurance.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's why you have to make it equal, to make
Accessible Yes.
accessible to
Welfare.
everyone. And the only way you can do that
State
is a
welfare.
state-sponsored social insurance like GSIS, SSS, Health. But all these state-run welfare systems are still very heteronormative. And without access to family life as recognized by law, then ang talagang nasa laylayan ay yung mga mahihirap na queer couples
Alam mo, may mga-
who do not have the resources
Yeah.
to be creative, to hire
Yes.
lawyers.
May mga musings
access.
ako noon. Talaga, even before the interview of Mother Ricky, let's be very clear about this. We have nothing against Mother Ricky. I have total respect for Mother Ricky. What an inspiring story. Mama Rene is a good friend. They're both friends. Sobrang pagalang ko, nakaka-inspire ng mga kwento. Nagre-react lamang ako doon sa mga ilang mga sinabi nila. Dahil ayoko ma-perpetuate at maipasa ito sa susunod na henerasyon na, ay, tama naman pala. Kasi, yung argumento na, boy, opinion naman namin ito. Ano naman, igalang mo naman. This is an opinion. Not when your opinion violates fundamental human rights. Not when your opinion nakakasakit sa karapatan.
And
Trumps.
devalues.
Yes.
I think you
Uh-huh.
are stripping us of our dignity. I think that's a very
Devalues
Yes.
your humanity.
Yeah.
Ipaglalaban ko ang aking karapatan.
I don't
ipaglalaban ko ang aking karapatan.
I don't get why they're saying na bakit tayo, hindi naman tayo humihingi ng wala sila. We're just asking for what is already given, what's already there. We're not asking for more than what they have. We're not asking for civil union for them to participate. It's not for them.
Yes.
It is for us. So, doon nakakalito at masakit dahil ang pinanggagalingan ng mga opinion na ito ay yung mga sanang titingalain mo na magpapatuloy or maglulunsad pa ng mga pagsulong na ito.
I remember when one of the justices in the Supreme Court said, is it possible just to talk about civil rights? Actually, ako bilang gay man who has been in a very long relationship, alam mo, yung internal, answer ko nun, sabi ko, sige, umpisa natin doon.
Yeah.
Totoo yun.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, oo, kung nasusunog kayo, napapasok kayo, nitong marriage na ito, inyo na. But give us the rights. Give us the rights. Okay na ako. Hindi man nakakatuwa ito pakinggan ng mga passionate ang mga kasamahan natin who are really fighting for marriage equality. But to be very realistic about it, sabi ko sa sarili ko noon, sige, umpisa natin. Why don't we start doon sa civil rights? Okay ako, basta maumpisahan lang. But to say na kanila yun, tayo hamburger tayo, gilingin ka man, hamburger na bakla ka pa rin, hindi. Ako sasabihin ko talaga, hindi. May karapatan tayo ipaglaban ang atin.
Ang weird nga, Tito Boy, kasi yung iba naman na medyo ayaw halimbawa sa SOGI SE bill o kaya sa marriage rights, ng equal marriage rights, ang sinasabi nila ay hindi yan parang para sa karapatan nila, yan parang special rights yan. Kasi meron naman tayong human rights na at ganyan. So bakit mo pa dinadagdagan ng karapatan nila na magpakasal,
Jesse,
etc. at ganyan?
how can it be a special right? I cannot even adopt with bong.
Yes.
I cannot own properties with bong. Sabi ko nga kay Andoy, we had to consult lawyers on how to protect our partnership because we cannot get married.
But I have a friend who said, I'm a gay man, I cannot even refuse marriage because we don't have it to begin with. So even the right to refuse it is denied from you
Wala yun
because
eh.
it doesn't exist to begin
Correct.
with.
Diba?
Right? Something like that.
Ang natakot din ako doon ako ang nagpahinto ng SOGI bill.
Sinabi niya mismo,
Na para bagang, ano ho ba ang SOGI bill? Bakit ho ba kayo
Galit.
nasusunog sa SOGI bill? This is anti-discrimination. Ang sinasabi lamang, itrato nyo kami ng patas, ng pantay-pantay.
Pero Tito Boy, these are very deeply rooted to our culture na even, ang dami nagre-resonate sa ganung belief. So how do we unlearn these beliefs?
First, by talking about it, na hindi mali, i-recognize na hindi lahat ng bahagi ng ating kultura ay tama at huminto na doon.
Yeah, and
Diba?
may danger pa doon. Balikan ko kasi we were also talking about women's rights. Doon sa may sinabi siya na sa relasyon ang bading ay dapat kagaya ng babae. Pero hindi yung modern na babae. It should be a submissive woman na lahat ibigay mo dun sa lalaki.
Iginagalang ko yung kanyang pananaw para sa kanyang sarili. I recognize that opinion na to be able to sustain a relationship, if you're able to do it the way you've been doing it for 5 decades, then so be it.
Yeah.
God bless you. You really. Oh, pero to impose that.
Yeah, kasi that
No,
was...
to impose that, there are two levels, Sky. To impose that on another person is totally unacceptable to me. Isang level yon. Pangalawang level, fundamentally sa akin, yung pananaw, mali. Oh, pero hindi kita aawain doon kung nag-work para sa'yo. Kasi, unang-una, ayoko mag-ilusyon na babae ako. Pangalawa, nakipagmahalan din ako sa partner ko na hindi ako submissive, na hindi, we are equal in our relationship.
Yeah, kasi...
And I have seen a lot of my friends who have been in meaningful relationships na hindi namang, but kung decision mo,
And that-
kunin yung at hugasan ang paa ng iyong
Yeah.
boyfriend, ng
That's
girlfriend, that's your business.
Basta nasa iyo yung agency. I mean, gusto
Yeah,
mo yun.
yes.
Nasa iyo nanggaling na gusto mo yun.
Nasa akin ang agency, okay ako. Pero to impose that, ang delikado
That's
kasi
misogynistic. Very, very
Sobra.
misogynistic at saka
But because the question, that response was in response to a question. What do you suggest or what do you
Yes.
advise?
What do you
So there's
advise,
an
eh?
element of
Yes.
prescription there.
May
correct.
element of
And that
imposition.
element of prescription to my mind is dangerous. Kasi siyempre pag makikinig ka, ay, ganun pala yun. Oo, ay ayoko naman. May isa pa. Halimbawa yung napapag-usapan naman natin. I also love this discussion because we are reacting to an interview. You know, it's good to react, to critique, di ba?
And also, we're not critiquing the person themselves.
No,
the
arguments.
utterances.
No.
The
Not
statements.
Mother Ricky, not Mama Rene, but basically what they said, hindi lahat, dahil may mga kahangahangang bagay na sinabi sila. Yung isa lang na nais kong, I'd like to respond to also yung, alam nyo, nung aming kapanahunan, ibinitin din ako ng patiwarik. Ako'y ikinulong sa hawla,
It's very
yung kulungan ng mga manok na pinaapuyan. Parang ay, kung tamang aking pagkaalala na niloloko, sinisigawan na bakla. Nung panahon namin, ang tawag doon ay pagmamahal.
tough love.
Tough
Tough
love.
love.
Tough
Medyo
love.
masakit pakinggan yun. Oo. Anong reaction mo doon?
First, I have to acknowledge na may ganoong idea before na you trying to correct the gender, no? But hindi naman yun nag-work. It never worked. Ang tawag nga yun, conversion therapy.
Conversion-
And conversion therapy practices are prohibited nga. Bawal yun, di ba? Under international human rights law. So, parang for even to us to say that, and to say tough love, I guess, hindi ko alam kung anong klaseng pag-framing ang ginawa niya, reframing ang ginawa niya para ma-accept yun. But you have to understand that siya at to those others na nandito ngayon na nakaranas ng ganun, they're the ones who survived. But there are also trans girls,
Who didn't survive.
trans girls who
Particularly trans women.
Particularly
Now,
trans women.
I wanted to say we have trans femicide happening in the country,
yes.
right? My organization actually urged the Commission on Human Rights to make a statement out of it, and now we're working on it. So, I really want to talk about the right to life, and in these kinds of tough love conversations or corrective rape, for example, these are grave human rights violations perpetuated to a certain specific group of people, LGBTQIA+.
Right.
And in describing it as tough love, the violence doubles. There's the
Yes.
physical violence and there's the
emotional.
symbolic violence of justifying it as if you need to accept it in the way it was handed to you. So
Ayun yung delikado, Prof.
yun yung delicate.
Pag-normalize mo.
Because that justification can resonate for centuries and can perpetuate, violent behaviors.
Yung pagsabi na, ay, tama pala, yung ginawa.
right.
Kasi pinagdaanan.
Or it validates also yung mga ngayon na ganun ginagawa pa rin sa kanilang mga anak, yung mga tatay o
Right.
pamilya na ganun ginagawa. It validates na, okay lang pala because that's tough love. But etong kwento niya, it shows how deeply rooted the pain, the trauma na meron siya na napunta sa as I said, normalizing it and also romanticizing it. Napunta sa pag-romanticize na dahil nasaktan ako, dahil pagmamahal yun, dahil nasaktan ako, na-survive ko yun. And we have to also, ito yung mga kailangan i-unlearn natin na bottom line, that's abuse. Bottom line, that is that is not right. Harming other people, regardless anak mo yan o hindi. Pero mas masakit nga dahil anak mo or kapamilya mo yung sasaktan mo physically, and the emotional abuse to that, it goes way darker and deeper sa psyche
Okay.
niya. Romanticizing.
Ako, hindi lang ito sa henerasyon nila. This does not belong to any generation. Pero ako nag-react ako dahil pag narinig ito ng isang ama, ng isang tao, guardian, or kahit sino. Kasi noon nung I was very active in Ladlad, meron kaming mga kaso na inilulublog sa tubig dahil umaasa ang kanyang tatay na magiging lalaki ang kanyang anak pag patuloy niyang sinaktan. Hindi pinapayagan makipagkaibigan sa mga babae dahil dapat mga lalaki ang kaibigan. We had stories, hindi lang stories, cases on curative rape na ang ibig sabihin po ay ipinagagahasa ng kanilang pamilya ang mga lesbian daughters nila kasi umaasa sila na pag ginahasa ay magiging babae. Meron din mga pagkakataon na yung mga batang lalaki na sa tingin nila ay mga bakla ay dinadala sa mga whorehouses para makatikim ng babae in the hope na magiging lalaki ito. Ito yung pinanggagalingan dahil ang premise pa rin nung statement na yon ay, you know, we're totally wrong. Na ikaw ay isang malaking pagkakamali. Meron pa ngang, di ba, sakit ka. Dito na nanggagaling yung pagbakla ka, mahina ka, para kang babae, malumanay ka, duwag ka, etc. Because the premise is, and they say it's generational. Ako hindi. Kahit anong klaseng pananakit, ibitin ka ng patiwarik, it's violence.
Yes.
Ikulong ka sa kulungan ng manok at paapuyan ka,
It's violent.
is violence. Pag binuli ka at sinisigawan ka ng isang komunidad na bakla, bakla, or sa atin, bayot, 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 it's bullying and it's a form of violence. And I make a very clear stand. I am against all forms of violence.
Yes.
Oo. At tama yung point mo rin, Jessie, na huwag natin i-normalize na meron pa kasi halimbawa, anong pakialam mo, anak ko to eh.
Yeah.
Anong pakialam mo, sino ka ba, anak ko ito? Pinagagahasa mo ang anak mo? Oo, yung sa mga curative rape, papatayin mo ang anak mong bakla? Dahil you're hoping na magagamot?
And
This has to stop.
And the idea of parang, because of our existence, nadi-dishonor natin yung family, and therefore you should be, parang, sure, kinakailangan kang masaktan, you know? And then that even, because you're trying to maintain the idea of family nga. So, when that means na mamatay ka because of whatever, like, you know, the extremeness of the violence, parang wala lang silang feeling
At
about it.
itinatago, hindi naman shock, no? But I was alarmed na pag narinig ito ng isang bata na sinasaktan, halimbawa on social media, sasabihin niya, hindi pala ako nag-iisa.
Balikan ko lang, Tito Boy, yung abuse. Kasi parang kunyari wala naman talagang intention na maka-affect sa iba yung mga sinabi, kunyari na okay lang yung pagmamahal, yung tough love at ganyan, ikulong ka at sunugin yung
Paapuyan.
sa ilalim at ganyan. Pero kasi parang, di ba sa study ng Trevor, parang 63% ng mga batang LGBT ay pakiramdam nila burden sa kanila yung pagiging LGBT. 75% nag-isip ng suicide.
Right.
Ganon kabigat yung
58%.
Hindi komportable maki-interact
Correct.
because of there being LGBTQIA in the same report, diba?
Yeah.
So ayun lang yung mga danger, no, kapag nagsasabi tayo ng mga ganyan. Tapos hindi natin inisip, may mga taong pwedeng maapektuhan at madala, matrigger sa mga ganong statement, utterances.
It can be a stressor. Actually.
Yes.
It can be a stressor.
Trigger.
May isa pa akong danger, medyo red flag doon eh. Kaya kayo, magsumikap kayo, magsipag kayo. Tinan mo kami. Naging successful kami.
Very...
Oo. Am I right in that interview?
Yes,
Na parang
that was said it.
Sinaktan ako, ibinitin ako, pero
Basta magsipag ka, basta
Yun.
mangarap ka. And that's very wrong kasi hindi lahat pwedeng magkaroon ng mga opportunities na nabigyan ka. Not everyone has access to those. Not everyone, yung kunakwento nila noon. So, inwerte siya noon, wala namang credentials para maging designer. As I remember in the interview, wala lahat hindi maaari magkaroon ng access to those opportunities. So, it's really unfair to assume na basta magsipag ka ay makakarating ka somewhere.
At kailangan kasaktan para magsipag ka?
Kailangan maranasan mo ng abuse for you to experience pagsisipag. Dito titingnan natin yung unequal power relations ng mga stakeholders dito. For example, sa kanila, nandito na sila sa position of power right now. I'm not saying because they know that they are in a position of power kaya ang sinasabi nila yung mga bagay na ito that are quite discriminatory to their own community. I'm not saying because they know they are in position of power, but maybe because nakaligtaan nilang tignan kung nasan sila. Kaya hindi makapag-move forward sa pag-include ng mga iba na wala dun sa same power dun sa unequal power relation.
I acknowledge the diskarte, ha. Kaya ako sinasabi ko, ang ganda naman pala ng kwento ni Mother Ricky. Ako, humahanga ako doon sa diskarte, kung paano niya napakaganda. Napakagandang gayahin yung pinaaral niya ang mga kapatid, pati si Mama Rene. Trinato ng mabuti ang kanilang mga pamilya. In other words, tingnan niyo kami, minus lang yung discussion about violence. Inuna namin, nakaka-proud din, no? Nakaka-proud na pinatapos namin ang mga kapatid namin, etc., etc. Pero again, I wanted to say, your story is your story. Ako rin ang hirap ng pinagdaanan ko, but I will not impose my story on anyone. Yung privilege, that discussion about privilege, Mother Ricky is napaka-blessed, no? Na cruel man ang kanyang ama. Pero sabi nga niya, nagkaroon siya ng dalawa ama, kay Fidel Ramos at kay Henry C.
Yes.
But how many people will have those
None.
Access to
Henry C. Or to the kind of, to FVR? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I heard that, yung magsipag, ganyan, I was thinking of how that will resonate, for example, sa isang bakla na magsasaka, na walang lupa, tapos binubugbog pa ng tatay niya.
Exactly.
Like, sinasabi mo bang hindi siya masipag kahit araw-araw siyang nagsasaka? Di ba parang, to me, parang yun yung idea na usually these kinds of stories are exemption to the rule. The rule is, a wide majority of queer people lives in precarious situations, right? So that no matter how much hard work they put, sometimes they don't have the opportunities to do this. So I think to some extent, aside from the state, using its resources to actually support those people who live in poor conditions, I think people in positions of power needs to help. And I mean, it might not, directly those impoverished communities, but help movements.
Hindi lang yun.
Fund organizations.
Ganito. At
Right?
huwag kang
That's doing that.
And do not harm others.
Right.
Huwag ka na magdagdag doon sa pain. Huwag ka na magdagdag doon sa diskriminasyon. If you are in a position of power, I'm not saying that you can just keep quiet. I'm not dictating, but huwag ka na dumagdag doon sa sugat.
At least do no harm.
Do no harm.
But the thing is,
Diba?
the question I keep asking myself, do they know while doing the interview the possibility of harm that they may proliferate?
I think to be very fair, I don't think there was intent.
I
don't
think there was intent.
No.
Dito pumapasok yung because they're already in a position of comfort. They're already in the position of okay na ako nasa okay na akong posisyon. Paano naman yung iba? And I think we should stop romanticizing talaga the idea na magsipag ka, magdasal ka, magsipag ka. I mean, that's very beautiful to hear. That's very idealistic.
But that should apply to everyone, to women and men and to
regardless
all.
of gender.
Diba?
Regardless of gender. Pero I want to stop that romanticizing that idea kasi ang daming nagsisipag dyan. May si kuyang magfi-fishball, araw-araw nagbebenta ng fishball. Nasaan pa rin siya ngayon? Nandun pa rin siya nagbebenta ng fishball because not everyone has access to those opportunities that other enjoy. So, ang gandang metaphor po na sabi niyo kanina, Sir Ando, yung nanonood sa merong fence,
Platform,
may fence. Iba-iba yung tangkad ng mga tao, iba-iba yung lalim kung saan sila. I-equalize natin Hindi kasi pare-parehas yung danas. Equalize natin. Dito mas maliit, dagdagan natin. 2 bloke ilagay natin. Dito kailangan niya lang wala. Dito isa. So doon pumapasok yung equality that would make sense for all that is just.
Right.
Or alisin natin yung mismong barricade.
Right.
Exactly.
That's a more revolutionary.
That's another way of looking
Now,
at it.
Totoo naman.
the problem with that state, pagka kasi sinabi mong magsipag ka bilang isang tao, it individualizes the problem. Ang dating, ikaw yung problema kung hindi maganda yung buhay mo. Ano ang danger doon? Ina-absolve niya yung gobyerno sa responsibilidad
Ina-absolve
niya.
mo ang state.
Ang state sa responsibilidad na tulungan ka dahil mamamayan ka na nangangailangan ng tulong ng gobyerno. So,
And even to add, it also kind of essentializes what queerness should be.
na
Diba?
individual lang
Diba?
siya.
Individual lang siya. At also for the community that dapat ganito ka, ganito ka, ganito ka, ganito. Paano if you don't fall to the, may checklist pala tayo ng queerness ngayon na
Yes.
kinakailangan maging
Sundin.
masipag ka. Or yung assumption na, naturally creative ka kasi or na inherently sexual ka kasi.
Yung magsipag kasi, may undertone kasi siya na magsipag in a particular way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Na for lack of a better term, mag-accumulate ka ng mag-accumulate ng pera.
Yeah.
Ang tawag ng mga queer scholars dito, queer failures. What if I fail in that but I succeed in certain other things? Like, pagyamanin ko yung kaalaman ko, magkaroon lang ng sapat na hindi naman... I mean, the idea is that...
Ini-standardize.
Ini-standardize mo kung anong ibig sabihin ng kasipagan. At yung kasipagan ay na-measure lang sa pera, na meron yung nasa position of privilege. When, to begin with, kaya nga yung tawag ay ang tawag ni Jack Halpern sa queer art of failure. You can fail in that timeline of life.
That's true.
That timeline cannot be an essential standard for what hard work is or
Right.
for what life should be.
Right.
Pero importante pa rin i-assert mo yung right mo sa social-economic,
Yeah.
cultural rights.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yes.
Para wag natin kalimutan na bahagi sa pangarap natin social justice, bahagi pa rin yung social contract ng nagkaisa tayong lipunan na ibigay ang karapatan sa gobyerno na magsilbi sa atin at sila
At alagaan tayo.
naman.
Yun yung
Sa-
social
sa-
contract.
Another dangerous na nabanggit doon ay yung relationship of a gay person to another. I don't know, kasi baka yung experience niya to a straight man.
To another gay person,
To
yeah.
Oo, so to a straight man kasi yung pinanggagalingan niya, na parang it becomes transactional, that money is
The
involved.
800 and the 200.
Yes, na parang kailangan ba that love is reduced to transactional money?
Commodified.
Yeah, commodified ang love. Hindi ibig sabihin ba nung pagsabi na hindi ka ba makakakuha ng pagmamahal kung hindi involved yung
At hindi ito pagdi-deny na marami sa atin ang nagdaan na nagbabayad, pumupunta sa mga lugar kung saan panandali ang aliw. You know, that happens. But to frame it, the way it was framed na
As a gay thing.
as a gay thing.
Which is not. I mean,
Yeah.
men do that as well.
Women do that.
Yeah,
all
right.
genders?
Yeah.
Di ba, to frame it like, we have the imprimatur to the 800, 200 is totally wrong para sa akin.
Hindi mo alam kung may attempt ba ng pagpapatawa doon sa sinabi. Kasi parang may ganun silang dynamics ni Mama Rene.
At yan ang
Yeah.
hindi ko rin alam.
And also pwede natin balikan what is the real intention of that interview?
Alam mo, to acknowledge also part of their discourse, totoo naman, in the 40s, I think, and in the 50s, pressured talaga ang mga gay men to marry.
Right.
Oo. Because ang dami kong na-witness ng mga kaibigan at mga taong nakilala na produkto ng marriages na talagang pressure at pinilit sila mag-asawa dahil yun ang tama. Yun ang expectation. Kaya binabasag ko yun. Hindi lahat ng sinabi nila noon ay tama. May mga bagay na examine, may mga bagay na i-assess natin, may mga bagay na aralin natin dahil hindi sila tama lahat.
At hindi na nag-fit in sa mundo natin ngayon.
Hindi na.
Correct. At saka kailangan din yung lens eh. I mean, kaya parang kanina kinukwento niya na yung lens ng pagiging Pinoy din sa mga ganitong
Importante
usapin.
din yun.
Kasi halimbawa, di ba sa Africa, sa Eurobe, wala ang pagka-classify nila ng society ay hindi sa male at female, nasa age. So yung paghahati nila ay base sa age,
Oo.
kung sino pinakamatanda siya,
Right.
magiging leader, etc. So,
Well, magtatapos tayo dito pero maraming salamat, Andoy.
Salamat.
Simula pa lamang ito, Sky, maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Jessie, salamat. Va, salamat. Sana'y ituloy-tuloy natin ang pag-uusap na ito. So it's not about to be, it is about to become.
To become.
Maraming salamat. Hi people of the Philippines and people of the world. Hit the button below and you will be subscribing to the Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube. Let's keep talking. Kaibigan, tuloy ang usap.